Hello and welcome to the Heresy Lodge. I am your host, Dylan Cooper, with our constant co-host over here,
Gavin Franklin.
Guys, for those on the tube, you may notice something. Gavin motherfucking Franklin is in front of me. And not on the screen, he is in person.
I am here. I have arrived in more ways than one.
What are the other ways?
I am now here.
This is true. Gavin has officially become a homeowner
in Indianapolis. A little bit further away than we anticipated, but I think there's a lot more in person that's going to be coming up in the future.
More in person, a place for me to swim. The most important part of this whole transaction.
Absolutely.
He's like, Dylan, how do I hang out with you more? I said, get a pool. It's like, deal.
Perfect. Sounds good. I don't want to talk any more about Warhammer unless it has to do with Jack.
Look, unless we are naked in a pool, I don't care.
Just floating around. Hey man, who do you think will win the fight? Lorgar or Erebus?
Just so everyone knows, I only swim naked.
Of course, and we don't have a fence. It's a public thing.
Some people might be offended.
I only swim hard.
I say that, but then everyone is confused.
Well, this week we're doing
Warhawk!
long anticipated.
Yes, it's been dragged out. We had a pre-preview, we had a preview, we had a special, but we're here. We have finished the Warhawk.
I didn't think we'd make it.
It was cool. We both finished today.
It's like it's getting to the point where we're crawling over that finish line. I'm four more books.
One of us might stroke out.
We might. Sorry, I gave up. I read 75 of the 77 books.
I'm still haven't finished Angel Exterminatus.
He'll get there.
It might be one of those things on principle at this point.
They just refuse.
Yeah.
So have you read the Horus Heresy? Nope.
99%.
99.9999%.
I have 30 pages left.
I had someone explain the other part of it to me, and I wasn't really enthused.
Look, it was one of those things where it sounded worse than what I was reading, and I just didn't care anymore. But guys, before we get too far into Warhawk. We are.
New joke.
I'm just saying, we started recording at 9 o'clock after 9, so it is the Heresy Lodge after dark.
It's Warhawk. How have we not made that joke yet?
I don't know. It's definitely been a missed opportunity.
It really has. Now we know.
Anyway, before we start reviewing Warhawk, as always, hit us up on Discord and find that pinned to our Twitter at Heresy Lodge. Email us at theheresylodge@gmail.com. Check us out on YouTube at the Heresy Lodge. Check us out on there. Last week we had the train wreck on there. You guys see his motherfucking face.
It was a good episode.
It was a good episode.
He's bald.
I mean, it's about what I expected.
I didn't expect it.
With his anger issues, it made sense.
The way Trainwreck presents himself, he seems like a 24-year-old fresh out of jail OTC.
No, I imagine.
He's
what
a
is
grandpa.
He is a grandpa. What is his name? Oh man, he's in a bunch of shit. Short guy and Always Sunny.
Oh, Dan DeVito.
You're right. It's like Dan DeVito.
Well, that's I think of Trainwreck as this super muscular, testosterone-filled college student.
A short, fat, half balding, angry man.
DeVito. There's the two plurality of men.
He's listening to this on his way to work, like those motherfuckers.
He may not be listening anymore.
No, he's got a couple more weeks.
You gotta get a phone, Trainwreck. You gotta get a phone.
Gotta get a phone.
Or just anything that can play podcast.
Please come to 2023.
Yeah, exactly.
Also, merch. We got merch. Gavin's currently drinking out of a pint glass. Neither of us are repping our shirts or sweatshirts or any other stuff we have.
That says Heresy.
I heard there was Heresy. Something.
And I came running.
As fast as I could.
My mother got it for me for Christmas.
That's a real cool shirt, dude.
That's real cool. I wear it to all the tournaments.
I'm like, whoa, that's so cool.
Oh, that's a really cool shirt, guy.
I just imagine like someone wearing that, like they're the guy that always like grabs another dude's tits. like
that
thinks
guy.
it's funny.
Yeah,
And you're like, fucking stop. Just heresy.
I do that.
That makes sense.
I'm a big
Yeah, the shirt.
yeah. It all adds up.
It does.
So what are we drinking today?
It's a good question, Gavin. What are we drinking today? You brought
Well, this is from my new hometown.
hometown.
And luckily, so they have this is the closest brewery. It's in the town, which is like nice, like cool little small town.
It's in my town. It's like a town. It's like a nice little cool small town.
No, there's a
But
difference
it's a town.
between like a town and a small town. You know
And then
what I
there's
mean?
like a smallest town.
Like you got your courthouse, and then across the street you got your brewery.
And then next to that strip club.
The strip club right next door. And like at Christmas, the strip club puts on Christmas lights. But
They're actually butt plugs.
yes, it's called Primeval. It's got a really cool logo. I'm very pumped about this. It's like a dinosaur.
Yeah, it's primal.
Yeah. I don't, but the way it's spelled is Primeval,
Yeah, it is.
but it's pronounced. We asked them, how do you pronounce your brewery's name? It's Primeval. And I'm like, well, I don't know.
Do you if you know how to spell? You know there's an I in evil.
Primeval. So prime, they're missing the evil part is just V-A-L.
At least like put a space and another E in there.
It's just Primval. That's what it is at this point. But this is a Helles. Now, Helles is my favorite beer. This is not, in my opinion, a good Helles.
Nah, it's mediocre at best.
But it's a German beer brewery, which I'm like, that's my
Maybe
favorite.
next time.
That's my favorite. So like I've only tried the Helles. There was another beer that I had there that was pretty good. They've got like 6 or 7. They got a Hefeweizen and all that fun stuff. So, and they do all kinds of local or seasonal beers. So hopefully it's pretty good. But there's like 3 or 4 other breweries in a town that's not a small town. This is a regular ass town.
It's a big town.
There's a big
It's
town.
like almost a city, but it's town.
Yeah, exactly. You understand? Like there's it's just a mall.
No courthouse,
No courthouse.
no strip club.
No. Well,
Strip clubs go to small towns and cities.
they have strip malls. So, Warhawk. We finished it.
Warhawk, we did. This is my second favorite book of the heresy.
This is. Let me think. I'm going through. We had.
Solar War.
Yeah, it's Mortis is definitely my least favorite. Solar Wars is second least favorite. I always miss one. The first wall. I always miss the first wall.
It's a very
Forgettable
mediocre
book.
book.
This is my third favorite. I think Saturnine is better than this.
So reasons why I think this is better than Saturnine. I think
You're wrong. Just kidding.
the main battle is better.
This is by and far, by a long shot, the best Primarch battle we have ever had written.
So good.
So good.
The con, it's my fucking boy.
Damn. And Trainwreck was right. If you watched last week's episode, he is the second most powerful Primarch.
Yeah, he's just fucking. He's literally the like Randy Marsh meme from like the baseball game where he's like, I didn't hear no bell. It's fucking bruised up and broken.
I think there's argument to say, is the con the most powerful Primarch? Because I think he could talk shit to Sanguinius.
Oh, he can talk shit to anyone. The only problem is he doesn't have the plot armor.
That's true. The plot armor. The con beats everybody but the plot armor.
If the con was on more covers, he'd be number 1.
Mhm.
That's the
Fair
problem.
enough.
Sanguinius
This
is on too
book-
many covers.
Has solidified the White Scars as my favorite legion.
They've been my favorite for a while.
I've
For
come
good
to
reason.
terms. I've come to terms. They're my favorite.
Over your Sallies?
Over the Salamanders. The
All 3 of them?
Salamanders just haven't performed.
They haven't been there.
I like the Salamanders.
What do you mean? Where are they?
Concept in their legion. I love like the whole protect the civilians and everything. But this book was like, oh no, this is what the White Scars are about. Like they're
Yeah.
wild, they're crazy until they need control.
Yep.
And it costs them
It does.
to control, but they do it when they need to. Like the whole ending with Shaban, I was like, oh, mad fucking respect for the White Scars.
Yep.
So I don't think any other Legion would have done what they did.
Yeah. So let's get into it. We have several storylines here. We have Shaban's storyline. We have the Perpetuals. We have the Khan.
Kinda.
We have Ilyas. We have the Gene guy.
Bowfall or whatever.
We have Sigismund.
Sigismund was a good storyline.
And we have Dorn.
This is why, I'll tell you right up front, why I think Saturn is better than this book. This book walked an inch in every storyline. When you think of how the storyline started, other than the White Scars, the Mortarion Jagatai storyline did things. Everything else did basically nothing.
So if you read the like afterward, right, from the author, he was like, so I got this book and I was like, all right, I gotta finish the White Scar story.
Yep.
I know the Khan from old lore is not one of the Primarchs that leads the Emperor onto the Vengeful Spirit. So I had to tie up this storyline. And then there's a bunch of other Siege books before this that all did stuff. So I had to figure things out.
It all did stuff. Stuff. So apparently we got a bunch of perpetuals running around.
So we have
Darius is back for some reason.
We got introduced to a new fucking perpetual for no fucking reason. Like we already thought Argal Tall did all this, but now there's a perpetual that did this instead, and she's this like super hot like grandma bitch. But like,
and he's like, you know what? I'm not even gonna talk about the Silent Sisterhood. They're just gonna.
They're invisible. I don't know.
They were probably walking around the whole time. Who knows? Man, yeah. Chris Wright does such a good job with these kind of situations, and I do think we were talking about this earlier. It sucks that the authors are so dedicated to the old lore.
Yeah,
because I think there's so much opportunity to be like, that's what you thought.
Which is why I guarantee you there's not a twist at the end.
I hope
for two reasons. One, I think they're too dedicated to the old lore, and two, I don't think Dan is the guy to do that.
Yeah, definitely.
I think if it was, I could see Graham.
Yeah, Graham would do it.
I could see ADB. Yeah.
Like both of the two authors. Those are the ones they exclusively kicked out of the siege.
Yeah.
Oh man, yeah, that's a rough one. I could see Nick Kime.
Nick Kime's like, guys, Vulcan killed him.
Vulcan kills Horus.
And then they write another book like, who's Vulcan? That was a dream. Vulcan is this made up character that no one's heard about. It's like, God damn it.
Yeah. That's an interesting one. I was thinking today, this is not related to anything we were just talking about.
We're very good at reviews.
I'm about to derail this entire conversation.
Yeah.
I was like reading the Khan and Mortarion fight. I was like, which Primarch throughout the Horus Heresy has fought the most Primarchs?
Curse.
I don't think it's Curse.
He fought Sanguinius? Or not Rogodorn. He did fight Rogodorn.
Do you count flashbacks?
Yeah, why not?
Because if you count flashbacks, I think Curse is tied.
I would say we count him. He fought Rogodorn. He fought Gilman. He fought the Lion.
Mm-hmm.
4. Am I missing anyone?
Vulcan.
We're at 5.
Wait, Rogodorn, Gilman, the Lion, Vulcan is 4. I think he only fights 4.
He tried to fight Korax. Korax retreated.
I don't know if I count that. You know, the other two Primarchs that are at 4, though, are an interesting pair. Lorgar fought Corvus Corax, Fulgrim, Gilliman, and do you count Horus?
Horus kind of just bitch slap.
That's true. That's totally though. That's what I'm saying.
Do we count bitch slaps?
The other Primarch is also an interesting one.
Rogodorn.
Fulgrim fought Ferrus Manus, Orderabo, Lorgar, Dorn, and do you count Horus? He might be number 1. I think Fulgrim is actually the Primarch that fought the most. And you look at all the Primarchs that are known for being badasses. Angron has fought Gilliman and Porrabo. The Lion has only fought Conrad Kurz. He's the only person the Lion has fought.
Fair.
Horus himself bitch slapped Lorgar, and he fought Leman Russ.
Yeah.
That's it. Leman Russ has only fought Magnus and Horus. Flashback to Angron.
Yeah.
If you include that.
Yeah.
But
I mean, maybe the second 11 as well.
Yeah, who knows? Right.
Dorn fought Fulgrim.
Alfarius.
He got the shit kicked out of him by Conrad. Yeah.
I was thinking about this.
He's at a mind game with Porrabo.
Legit, the Primarch who has fought the least amount of people is the Lion. I've been through this so many times, and I know it's the
Manus.
Lion. The Lion and Ferrus Manus. Technically, you could argue that Corvus Corax only fought Lorgar. So you have Corvus Corax, the Lion, and Ferrus Manus only ever fought one Primarch throughout the time of the Horus Heresy.
Yeah.
But anyway, we digress. This is Warhawk, the story about a hawk.
Oh, yes. Big bird this whole time.
Yeah, they had a few. There was a line. I thought there was going to be a bird. I'll tell you about it when we get there.
How do we want to do this? Do we want to go by storylines? Do we want to just go by?
Let's go by stories.
Okay.
Let's start with like the lower ones on the tier list that I think are way less interesting. Like the lowest one by a lot is Vulcan and Euphrates Keeler.
Yeah, that one was kind of like thrown in. I felt like
Loken finds Euphrates Keeler.
Yep, and she's part of a cult that's a different cult, and they carry skulls.
I think this is clearly like supposed to be the starting of the church.
Yeah.
Now, you know what kills me about the storyline more than anything?
What?
You know who's not mentioned?
Cinderman?
No. Garo.
Who? Yeah, we were told we needed to read Garo before this, and
I understand why, because it wouldn't make sense after.
Yeah, but at the same time, like, yeah, that's fair because of Mortarion.
But the thing is, like,
everything's been so out of order, doesn't matter. It wasn't like a big storyline difference.
This is what kills me so much about this entire series, and I will continue to harp on it. If your story is told in a short story, you're fucked, buddy. No one's talking about you ever again.
Yeah.
So like Garo was in books, but his story ended in a short story.
Yeah.
And now they will never, like, Garo was in the siege. He was like a main character in Saturnine.
Yeah.
He almost killed Abaddon.
Yeah.
Like right there.
Yeah, let's go Mortarion.
He died. He almost killed Mortarion. He died in a short story. He will never be talked about. And his death, like, this is the book about the Death Guard. Euphrates Keeler was in it, and you have to wonder, why did Euphrates Keeler not tell Loken, who was found by Garo?
Yeah.
That Garo
instead they watched Sigismund and Karn fight for like a minute, and damn, that's a fight.
This is my theory. I think Garo was released after Warhawk.
It was.
Because people were asking where Garo was, and they didn't want to reveal anything about that short story. But, like, how detrimental to the story overall, in my opinion.
Yeah.
Like, would have been way cooler if it was recognized.
Yeah, I mean, they could have at least had, like,
Keeler
have Garo's baby.
That's one route to go. I was thinking more like Garo died.
Where's my dad? He's dead.
Well, there's still hope. Katsuhiro's got a baby. We don't know whose it is.
This is true. Could be Keelers and Garos.
That's
or maybe Keeler and Loken now.
I mean,
maybe that baby got shot into the past.
Graham did tell us they are equipped.
They equipped.
Just don't want to.
But maybe Keeler was looking extra spicy that day.
Garo's a very against the rule kind of space marine.
He is. You know what? I'm hard.
Okay. I've just been thinking a lot about my Primark.
He's extra stinky, and you kind of smell. You've been in prison for a while.
Oh, no, I was kind of like grandfather Nerdle's gift. So that was a very weak story. I think like if we had like one thing that would have made that better is if we did get a reaction from Loken to Garo's death. They were buddies.
Yeah.
So like seeing that would have been good. But it's so that's the biggest problem. Is you get deaths in these series, but never reactions.
Yeah.
You never get like how a death impacts other characters because you're moving on to the next book.
Yeah. At least like book to book. Like go get him like briefly in that book.
Very briefly.
But like
how Karn, like the coolest part about Argyle Tall's death was Karn's anger about it. And he chopped off Erebus's arm for it.
Face.
No, that was Horus. That face off.
Oh yeah.
2 different scenarios in which Erebus lost parts of his body.
Reek's missing parts.
Yes. Erebus had a story here. And I saw Erebus in the cast list and I was like, oh, this is gonna be cool. It was okay.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure Chris had read the previous books and he was like, why the fuck did we introduce a new perpetual who's apparently was like the Emperor's girlfriend?
And where the fuck is Erebus? He's like, I'm gonna kill 2 birds with 1 stone here real quick.
Yeah, I'm really confused and like, so just to like tell everyone like how the story went, Erda is chilling in her den and he just kind of Erebus shows up and is like, yo grandma, it's your grandson. You want to join my side? And she's like, the fuck are you talking about? He's like, like the gods and stuff. And she's like, no,
not me.
I don't want to do that. She's like, but you like shot out all the Primarchs. Like,
so you're
you
on
did
our
that
side.
like on purpose because of like the gods. And she's like, no, the Emperor was an asshole. So I sent off the children. I hope they had better lives. I sent them to the orphanage. He's
to
like,
all the death worlds. They have better lives.
Sib Gilman.
Yeah. Gilman, I've really looked after him. And then you got Conrad Kurz. He's like, what the fuck?
With a lion and it's just his monsters eating everybody. He's like fucking 3, like, oh fuck, I gotta kill this dinosaur.
The pterodactyl demon.
And him and Erda fight, and like she like turns into like different people, and then Erebus like summons
demons,
chaos demons that get her soul, her perpetual soul.
What I don't understand is she beats the shit out of these chaos demons, and then I guess like she's too injured to fight Erebus.
Yeah, I'm really confused.
Like, wow, what a very specific range of defeated. You have to be able to fight off 4 chaos demons, but then not be able to deal with 1-armed Erebus with a knife.
Yeah. Yeah, there's that, and
really
like
worked out perfectly in his favor. Like he just like was like, guys, I want you to beat the shit out of him, but not like to death. Like just like right there.
Yeah, and like he like notices like how powerful she is. So it's like being like how strong and how old she is, like you would think maybe not like Emperor level, but like Malcador level.
Yeah. I feel like Malcador could have.
Malcador would have wiped all 4 of those demons in Erebus, and then just like fucking like whip them around, like turn him into a dildo or something.
Yeah, definitely. Malcador does love his dildos. I mean, yeah, the whole Erebus storyline was literally just like, Erda's weird, where's Erebus? And there was probably 10 pages total, probably less, of that story. So I'm saying you move an inch.
Yeah.
You moved an inch in that story. So instead of Erda, we have Erebus, and it seems like Erebus now is trying to hunt down the Perpetuals.
Yeah.
He got like glimpses of them, which I called. That was my call, by the way. I was like,
you said he would join them.
I said the stories will tie together. It's
Sure.
like Erebus and the Perpetuals. That's gonna be what he deals with or whatever. Whether he's a part of them or whatever. Yeah, they're pretty good. Because you still have Alfarius. Like, whose fucking side of the Perpetuals on? We still don't know.
Yeah.
Still have no idea.
Also, there's the blind lady, so like I'm sure that's like it's destined for them to meet again.
Yeah.
Because Erebus is the one that killed Argotal, and Argotal was her boy.
That's true. There are ties there. I like this little squad that they're forming.
Yeah. I'm really confused on like how powerful Cat is.
Let's talk about the Perpetual storyline. So they went from in a plane to the plane landing, and that's the story of the Perpetual. That's literally. I don't think anything else happened. We find out that Lidu likes to draw.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean they were traveling the entire time. Like the big thing with them was just like the conversations.
It's kind of like the conversation. It's like if you ever watch Game of Thrones, it's like right before the White Walkers come, where they're all sitting around the fire.
Yeah,
that's what it felt.
Which was a great episode, by the way.
Yeah, it was good. Like I feel like if this was on TV, you'd be like, all these characters have finally come together, and they're having a conversation. But it's less impactful because even though they're important characters, they're not like the characters because there's a million characters. And
Yeah,
just 5 of them, and half of them have already been together already the whole time.
Yeah.
So it was an okay story. Lidu draws.
Yeah, Lidu draws. I mean, John and Ol kind of talk a little bit. The blind lady
kills some people.
Yeah, she summons a giant like hand that like crushes like guns.
Yeah,
that was something that happened.
It was hot.
And then like Kat did some like crazy magical shit. Apparently, like, she's like super strong now.
What'd she do?
I don't remember, but at one point, like John looked at the blind lady and was like, "Looks like you got some competition."
I thought John was telling Kat that about the blind lady.
The other way around. Because Kat was like shielding the plane or something.
They flew on a plane. they made it.
Yeah.
Like whatever magical shit.
Yeah, they are in the tunnels to go to the palace.
That and it's really funny because like the Alfarius character is like, yeah, I've got sleeper agents in the tunnels and I know where the tunnels are. And like when you're reading it, it's kind of funny because it's from All's perspective. And in All's mind, he's like, yeah, sure you do. He's like, yeah, you're totally not just like walking through a tunnle. Like, oh yeah, I've been here. The stars are all here, guys. We're on our way. He's like, none of these people know shit. And it's
like
just,
Dorn's not an idiot. He would have collapsed that shit so long ago.
He's like, yeah, totally. You're super smart. You definitely fooled the emperor and all of the custodians.
Yeah, I like Ol.
Yeah,
I do hope like there was like a moment of Ol and the emperor and
talking.
Yeah,
that would
be like
nice.
The former war master, like because that one interesting conversation is John asked Ol if he believes in fate or religion, and he said yes.
And John was like, how could you?
Yeah.
After seeing all of this.
He's like, that's the point.
And like, I think All's perspective was like, how could you not?
Yeah.
Which is interesting. I mean, that's literally the concept of faith. Like if something crazy happens, that's like like demonic.
Yeah.
Ish. You'd be like,
there always has to be an opposite, right? Like if there's hell, there has to be a heaven.
And some people would take like a demonic thing as like, this is proof of faith, and others would take it as this is proof of God's non-existence.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying. So it's an interesting theological debate, and I think Chris Wright does a good job of like throwing those things in there. One thing, Raptor said this in the Discord when we were talking about the podcast episode where I think it was Raptor, I'm pretty sure it was, where he said Chris Wright talks to the reader.
Yeah.
Which I never noticed, but it's very true.
Yeah, like when he's talking about the tanks, like the tank conversation was actually really funny.
I like the tank conversation.
Yep.
It's literally Chris Wright saying, hey, like, I'm going to tell you about the Warhammer universe.
Yeah.
And all of the silly things that are involved in it by some person having a thought.
Yep.
And like that thought is what you're reading. And I think he does a better job at that than other writers. But again, the story moves an inch in every
Yeah.
direction. So we were talking about the custodians, and Valdor is in this
Valdor makes an
story.
appearance.
He does.
And that's with our what the fuck's the gene guy? It's like Foe. I think they keep calling him Foe. But we remember he gets let out by Beta 37723498 and
Who is not in this.
no.
You think she is because this part made no sense. I don't know if Chris like messed up or if he's trying to say like Andromeda.
Yeah.
Or if like she's trying or if he's trying to say like Andromeda fooled everybody. But her and Eamon are searching after him. And then they get on the line with Valdor, like, yeah, we fucking lost this guy. You gotta figure this shit out. And that's when Valdor had his Mickey Mouse experience. Mr. Valdor, sir.
I've been living here for so long. Look, would you like a share of Disney? All right, listen here, I got billions. And I can make you fucking rich, Valdor. Fucking rich.
You really want to kick an old mouse out of the catacombs, Valdor? I'm Brett locked, okay, motherfucker? You're not getting anything out of this. I'll take your ass to court for years.
I am fucking Mickey Mouse, and I have the best goddamn lawyers.
So anyway, you know, and they literally call Valdor. That's the last you see of them. So there's this whole storyline, which I hope gets explained, where Andromeda released him.
Yeah,
and they're supposed to be arch enemies.
Yeah.
So the question is, why did she release him?
I think it was one of those like, my genes don't define me.
Was that?
I think.
I thought there was like a reason.
I think that's it. I mean, she's just like, I'm not my genes. I make my own decisions.
That's a pretty weak ass story.
He wrote it.
Who?
It was that was in Saturday Night, right?
Was that Dan?
I think it was Dan.
I would imagine there's like a plan.
Yeah, the plan is his weapon doesn't go off because there's still Space Marines.
We know it fails. How wild. Imagine Dan writing like an alternate universe. Every Space Marine dies, and then they open a time gate or some shit like that. I'd be like, you motherfucker. How dare you do that? But so Valdor's chasing down this guy, and he gets picked up. This dude gets picked up by a Night Lord.
Yeah, randomly. Of all the Legionnaires.
Like a demon possessed Night Lord, which I think is cool.
It's cool, but very random.
Yeah, that's what I think is cool about it. Like when Chris Wright does a really good job of saying like everything's fucking crazy.
Yeah.
Everything's fucking nuts. So this Night Lord picks up this dude and
I originally thought it was Loken because it was like the story was like he was searching for Keeler, he was like going through the town or the cities or whatever. Like
that would have been
I figured he ran into him and was like stopping him because he's like, what the fuck are you doing?
Yeah.
No, it was a Night Lord instead.
Yeah.
It was just like, yeah, so I've been like having like visions of you, and like one thing's like kind of cool, the other thing's kind of fucked up, and I'm trying to decide which one's better.
That would have been good. Yeah, the Night Lord was an interesting play. It's cool to see a Night Lord. It's cool that Chris Wright was like, you know what, Legion's not getting a lot of love.
Salamanders. We'll keep giving them that love.
The Emperor's children. No, we're gonna give it to the Night Lords, which I'm like, fair enough. Like they kind of deserve it over the other two.
They done some shit.
They actually do shit. Yeah, exactly. So, but this was like a demon infested Night Lord.
At least like a little bit. Like he had like visions of the future and stuff, and like saw what would happen if Bo was alive or if he was dead.
Yeah. Well, it's cool to see like Valdor tracking him down, but he's like walking through like the city, and he comes across like
Mickey Mouse.
He comes across like a 9-man patrol of world eaters. He's like, "Oh fuck, let me deal with this real quick." Fucking kills all of the world, or not world eaters, the word bearers.
Yeah, word bearers.
A bunch of word bearers. You guys are weird.
God damn it, these fucking guys.
Kills the Night Lord.
Thanks, Foe. Like, I ain't killing you, Foe. You're gonna go like work on your experiment.
But we find out later, and tell me if I'm wrong in this thought. It's in secret.
Yes.
Valdor's keeping it from Dorn.
Yeah.
Which I'm like, fuck yeah.
Well, I mean, that's kind of like the whole Custodes thing, right?
I'm like, go Valdor.
They're like, we only care about the Emperor. Fuck you.
But Valdor doesn't know what the Emperor wants. And that was
Fair.
the point at the end of the book. He was like, maybe it's his will, maybe it's not. But Valdor is like, shit's pretty fucked up. And I think Valdor is kind of having like a mini sub thought where he's like,
I mean, everything like all like sci-fi things, right? There's always that big red button.
yeah,
Every story, there's always a self-destruct of
this
something.
Vulcan made this one. He made a blow up button on
Yeah,
Terra.
but that's only for if the Emperor like has diarrhea one day. It has to get up. This one is like fuck everything.
We're sacrificing psychers to keep the Emperor's shit solid.
It is the golden throne. All right.
So I think Valdor is having a little subconscious thought, like back in there, where Valdor is like, what if the Emperor was wrong?
Maybe.
What if the Emperor kind of fucked up with the Primarchs?
I mean,
he hates them.
yeah, I mean the Primarchs have fucked shit up.
He hates the Primarchs.
There's only like realistically probably 3 good ones.
4,
Gildan, Dorn, Khan.
Vulcan.
Yeah, Vulcan.
Everyone else is pretty fucked up.
Yeah. Lion's
Pretty fucked
actually
up.
an idiot. Korax.
Korax is okay.
Yeah, he's alright.
All right. I wouldn't put best Korax.
Like,
give him a 5th, I guess.
Yeah, like I'd like I don't know, you can like have like a sector of space somewhere. It'd be
he's
fine.
kind of pretending to be invisible.
Korax
He's
or not Korax, but Purse fucked up.
Angron's fucked up.
Agron was fucked up the whole time.
Mortarian's fucked up.
Yep.
Horus was
Fulgrim.
Fulgrim.
It wants to be fucked.
It's a different kind of fuck. Sanguinius is fucked up. Lehman Russ is fucked up. Magnus is fucked up. Rabo's sad
Yeah.
all the time. You could give that guy anything, he'd be sad about it. Horus was fine until he was fucked up.
Yeah, that's like super fucked up.
Yeah, he's really fucked up now.
He's so fucked up he doesn't want to leave a chair.
Yeah, and all of the
Which is ironic because the guy he wants to fight also doesn't want to leave his chair. This is actually the fight between 2 guys on chairs.
Mortarian is on a chair at one point in the story. There's a lot of chairs. You know, none of the chairs are the chairs in Mechanicum. Where's that chair? Can we try and figure out where that chair is?
What is that chair?
Where is that chair coming from? Can we get that shipped in? Someone else needs a chair to sit.
Pull it out of the magma.
Magnus is missing a chair. Can we get Magnus a chair? I don't think Angron will sit. So, yeah, Valdor is doing some secrecy shit, which is a cool story.
It was a cool story.
I hope they continue with this and it becomes way more interesting.
Yeah.
I kind of hope what I wish would happen with the story is the virus does get created and released in an area and kill somebody and they contain it using warp magic.
Sure.
Every time I think of warp, I think of that. Is it Barry Watts that does the like skits on YouTube? The like where he does like 40K skits, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But it's like actual people talking.
Yeah.
He did one with Jordan Peterson. And it was Jordan Peterson talking about how he was banned from Twitter, but it was Magnus as the face. And every time like Magnus was talking, it kept like going back and forth between like Artemin and the Thousand Suns just looking. I don't know what it was, but like every time I looked over to them, you could just almost feel this like, what the fuck is this guy saying? Like look on their face. But he's talking about the particular tweet in question was ridiculous. I don't know why it was that bad. And then he showed a tweet by Magnus to Red and goes, "Your mom loves my warp magic." So I think it's warp magic. Your mom loves my warp magic. Got Oh man. You don't see Magnus. I don't know where the fuck Magnus is.
He's still trying to figure it out.
You don't see Angron, which is nuts because Angron is a fucking wrecking ball of terror.
Yeah.
And it's been like 5 books. And we haven't seen Angron do anything. So like the whole time we're reading, somewhere Angron is fucking blowing up buildings. And it's been like 3 months. I'm like, how many buildings?
My guess is
have?
next book we see Sanguinius and Aegon.
I think so.
The Battle of the Red Angels.
Or do we see Calbunda?
Oh, that'd be sick.
Burn.
I'd be down for some Kabunda.
Sanguinius, Calbunda, and Angron. He just fucking kills them both.
Yes. He does have the Spirit Telesto, the sort of in Carbine.
That's right.
He's got one for each.
Calbunda. I haven't heard that name in years. Oh man, but this isn't Sanguinius' book. We don't see Sanguinius either. Chris Wright.
What do we do? He talks to Khan, right?
Oh, that was actually a good little scene where he's like talking to Khan.
Yeah, Khan basically tells him goodbye.
Yeah. And Chris Wright does this thing in his books with no other author does, where he is like, this is the people I'm talking about, and that's it. And it can be frustrating in a setting like the Siege, because you're like, where are all these other people?
Yeah.
But like, he's like, this is a White Scars book. Yeah, we'll talk about the perpetuals. I'll solve that problem. Don't worry about it. I'll talk about Sigismund and all these other people. But it's a White Scars book. So like, we don't get a lot of Sanguinius. We don't see Magnus. We don't see Vulcan, although the other authors are on that trend as well.
No one knows about Vulcan.
No one knows.
He does talk about Dorn and like being sleep deprived.
Dorn thinks about Vulcan. Vulcan is mentioned.
He does.
He's like, man, I'm so glad I got Vulcan.
Don't know where the fuck he is, but he's here.
Hey, falls asleep. Yeah, you're right. Dorn starts falling asleep. Take a nap.
For real.
Like,
shit ain't gonna be done in a day.
It's not gonna
You have too many walls.
It's not gonna get worse. The whole city's overran at this point.
Yeah.
So they're falling back to the Palatine is what they're calling it. What the fuck is the Palatine? I'm imagining when I think, I don't know
Emperor
why.
Palpatine. Palpatine.
I think of like a flat area. I'm sure it's like a wall.
Everything's a wall.
It's gotta be. And I thought the spaceport they were trying to take back was the Eternity port.
Nope.
Lionsgate.
Lionsgate.
More impactful. It's like right there.
Yeah, it's got big guns.
Big guns.
Big guns never tire.
No, they don't. So next story would be, that was Dorn's story. He starts falling asleep.
Yeah.
Not much happens there. I love how Dorn, throughout this story, though, like you keep getting like glimpses of his reaction to Jackatai. And like at first, like, that motherfucker. He's like, but damn.
Yeah. Man, that dude's a crazy motherfucker, but he's good.
Glad he's
a fucking prodigy.
Yeah, he's like, and like Dorn is literally forced to admit that everything he hates, he's like, they're pretty fucking good. He's like, I'm glad they're on my team.
Yeah,
like,
I mean,
Sigismund and Jagatai.
I mean, honestly, like he kind of admits that like the Khan might be the best of them,
and also Sigismund.
It's weird how
much has changed.
Yeah, like he like went from like loathing Sigismund to be like, yeah, I love him.
Well, this is what happened.
I'll hug him.
Let me explain it.
He's useful, yeah.
They started calling him because he said he was talking about Sigismund at Bad Bastion, and one of the guys was like, "Oh, the Emperor's sword, the Emperor's chosen." He was like, "What did you say?" Oh, I'm sorry. That's just what people are calling him. And then Dorn just like has a moment where he's like, "Really, that means the Emperor's chosen." He's like, "Oh, what do you think?" I sent him out to Jupiter to die, and then he lived. And then I sent him to capture the Lionsgate spaceport, and he lived. And then I sent him to die at Saturnine, and he got stabbed by Fulcrum and Edelon and lived. And now he's like just fucking fighting people.
There's this new big black sword.
He's a big black sword.
It's like the Cards Against Humanity card. It's like the biggest blackest dick.
Some would say He's got the Warhawk.
Sigismund is the Warhawk.
It is really the whole time we were thinking that the Warhawk was Jagatai. No, Sigismund was granted the Warhawk. And he goes out to fight with his Warhawk. And let me tell you what.
He fucks everything. I really liked how like they like kind of, because we talked about this in the preview, like they introduced another Sons of Horus. We were annoyed by him.
I love that.
And then like he's like, I'm gonna fucking kill Sigismund, and it's gonna be I'm gonna get there before Abaddon does. I'm gonna kill him. It's gonna be so fucking hot. And then Sigismund just like looks at him and just cuts his head off and just keeps going. I'm like, damn.
And at one point, Fafnir is like, "Oh, that's a captain. Who is he?" Sigismund's like, "I don't fucking know." Just keeps
Don't give a
walking
shit.
on. I'm like, it had the same energy as what was the worst book of the Horus Heresy? The Salamander short story book.
Yeah.
Old Earth?
No.
Born of Flame.
Born of Flame.
Where the fucking
Oh yeah. The gun.
Sons
Like,
of Horus
let's
guy.
duel it. I was like, no.
Dude just fucking shoots him in the face. What'd you do that we were doing? I was like, I don't give a fuck. Like, we got shit to do.
I got bullets.
Let's go. Why are we doing this weird duel shit? Sigismund fucks some people up here, and Karn.
Was not expecting this fight to. I honestly thought like when this fight started, I was like, wow,
Sigismund's gonna die.
yeah, Sigismund's gonna die here, and
Literally, I was driving
Karn
up
fucks
here,
him up.
and Katie was in the car. She wasn't listening, honestly, to the fucking audiobook. I paused. It was like,
Do you hear that?
I think Sigismund's about to die. And she goes, "Who the fuck is Sigismund?"
Aren't you fucking listening, Katie?
You understand? He's got the Warhawk. The Warhawk is going down.
It is so big. It is so black. You can't even see like it. Like light cannot go through it.
It was granted to him by the Emperor himself. Take the Warhawk, Sigismund. But Sigismund fucking kills Karn, which I'm wondering if they address at all, or if they just don't. If like at the end of the day, like 40K is like he's fucking there because he's immortal.
Yeah, the thing is, what's interesting is like he's not like he doesn't get to come back to life. That's not like his thing. That's Angron's thing.
That's Lucius's thing.
Yeah.
Maybe I don't know. Maybe
Lucius' thing is different. He at least like
Kind of.
possesses the other person. Like Angron just like
do we have
transforms.
do we have proof of Lucius's thing though? R.I.P. Most forgotten character in the heresy.
Yeah, I guess we don't.
Like we were just told one day, yeah, this dude fucking does this. Never seen it. Never
He has
happened.
his own book, right? Lucius the Eternal.
I don't know, but he's probably dead, and people are just bullshitting.
Is never existed.
That's
actually.
a very Emperor's Children thing to do, though. Just like, oh, I'm Lucius. Been dead for like thousands of years.
Never even existed.
Yeah,
It's a code name.
It's just a random.
It's
dude.
like I'm just like a really horny and really ugly.
I'm pretty fucked up. They call me Lucius. I don't know how they address Karn. I would imagine Chris Wright is not like dumb enough to be like, "Oh, Karn's alive." Like I think he obviously knows that. So I'm wondering if like
maybe he didn't like fully kill him.
Maybe he's like barely alive.
Yeah,
I mean, Sigs was fucked his shit up though.
he did.
Like he
fucked
lived
up
like
pretty good.
execution strike.
Yeah,
So I don't think Karn's alive.
something has to happen because Karn's alive in 40K.
He's got to come back. I don't know.
And then we have Shaban's story.
Shaban's story is the White Scar story. What's different? I mean, you got.
I mean, I'm just separating that from the Khan versus Mortaria.
I just say we do the White Scar story.
Sure.
So the White Scars are still held up in. What's it called? What's the bastion they're in?
Yeah, they're going for the fucking Lions Gate. They want to claim the Lions.
But they've been held up at this like fortress.
I don't remember.
Colossi.
Sure.
It's Colossi Gate. Well, they've been held out for a long time. That's where they were when like they
3 books ago.
yeah, where they like it was at Saturnine,
Yeah.
where they like summoned the big demons, and then the Stormspears were like, "Well, we're gonna make it storm." Fuck the demons up. The demons were not having the storms. So no one told us it was gonna be raining today.
Shit. They found out my biggest weakness, the rain.
Jesus Christ, I'm heading back to the Imperium to be tortured for eternity. This shit sucks. So they've been held up here, and basically the Khan's been planning an assault on the Lionsgate. Now, here's my disappointment in this story. It's not a disappointment in the story, it's just how I think the story should have been since a long time ago. You remember in Lost in the Damned, where the Khan's like, I'm gonna go save the other people on the planet.
Yeah.
Would have been way cool. And instead of being held up in this Colossi gate, it would have been like amazing if like middle of the book, like Khan and Ordu ride over a ridge, kind of like in like the second Lord of the Rings movie when Gandalf shows up.
Yeah.
At Helm's Deep.
Gandalf the White.
Yeah. And like the fucking like Death Guard are starting to march their way, and the Khan's like, let's do it, and just fucking rides his people in. Or be more like almost the third movie, Return of the King, saving Minas Tirith. Bro, hear him come over. That's what I was expecting. What we got was cool.
Yeah.
Don't get me wrong. But like the whole, like the best lines that were in this series so far have been in Lost in the Damned. And like the one I teared up at was the Khan's, oh, we got to protect the people because then we failed as an Imperium.
Yeah, but this one has better one-liners.
This one was better. But like, it would have been so cool to see that as the White Scar story, and then them show up like, oh fuck, shit's about to go terrible, and then like the White Scar.
Yeah, almost having like this like Joe Schmo like town being overrun by like Death Guard and the White Scar showing up and saving the day.
I was thinking more like throughout the last few books, the White Scars have been helping the people of Terra.
Yeah.
And then like here at Warhawk, like the Death Guard are making their advance from Lionsgate to crush the Palatine. And everyone's fucked until the White Scars show up behind the Death Guard lines, make this crazy charge, and you just see Mortaria and the Khan fighting in the middle of it.
Yeah, but I think that's a failure from the other authors, I think.
I agree. Like because the Khan was hyped up as that person.
Yeah.
But it never occurred.
Yeah, I mean, I think like for this book, I think Chris can have his hands tied with how he had to do it because the other authors kind of handicapped where the scars were. And
so it's like basically 3 or 4 times so far throughout the siege, the Khan's been like, I'm fucking going. And you like every single time, like, here it is, the Khan's going. Yeah. And he doesn't. So Chris was like, all right, well, now we're actually going to fucking go. Like, stop saying he's going to go. Yeah. And then him not doing anything because you're weakening his character. Yeah. So he goes. He rides out. And he takes the fight to the enemy, which is such a great concept in this book. Yeah. I enjoy the story a lot. I mean, so it's going to like Shaban, right? Like, Shaban is looked up to. They're talking about how there's like the new blood in here who were never part of Chagoris. They never even seen Chagoris. They Shaban's the guy kind of brought up during the siege because they needed bodies. Yeah. And we have one guy who took over some fancy sword. I don't know anything about the sword. I don't remember the like main character. John Soro. Saiga, it's J something. Josiah, something like that. Yeah, but he's with like a group of like people writing the Lehman Russ who were talking about how shitty Lehman Russes were. Be like, this is the worst fucking tank anyone could ever be in. Like, it just fucking, it looks like shit. It drives like shit. Build a bunch of them. Cheap. They are knockoffs, piece of shit. You know you get assigned to one of these and you fucking die. All right, it's bullshit, but here I am. So they drive 7,000 up into the Lionsgate, and it works. It works. So, yeah, being looked up at with Shaban, that is an interesting. I like that story. One thing that blew my mind was that he lives. Yeah. How the fuck is this guy still alive? He's the fucking leader. He's the like White Scar guy. Yeah. Like he's the Khan. Like they believe that Shaban is now
Next to the
the
line.
great Khan.
Yeah.
Like all the White Scars, like he's the great Khan.
It's a plot twist, I guess. If you haven't finished the
didn't-
book,
I
the
didn't-
Khan falls.
I didn't see it coming. Well, I mean, they're listening to the review. Are they going to pause as they go?
Maybe. Look, I'm just saying. Spoiler alert.
If you didn't know, but if you've made it to this episode,
You should read the book. First off.
but Shaban, I mean, what a story. I'm literally thinking, when I think of characters that have like shined in the heresy, that are shining in the siege, that like you literally have like a beginning and end story. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Shaban, Garo,
Karn,
Karn,
Loken.
kind of.
Yeah, well, a story in it. They brought it back for some
Loken,
reason.
but like Shaban is like out of nowhere. I don't know who Shaban is. I knew who Loken was. I knew who Karn was. I didn't know who Garo was, but like you learned really quick.
Yeah,
Shaban's like 12th book in.
that's
And
fair.
all of a sudden you're like, and Yusuke dies, and all of a sudden like Shaban is the character that like you're seeing everything from his perspective, and then you take that character all the way through the siege, and all of a sudden he's like the Khan. I'm like, oh shit, like that's a really good character progression.
Yeah, I
like
agree.
You're building the character.
Yeah.
I think he's.
I
Probably,
mean, you're gonna have him from training to be a legionnaire
yeah,
to being now the leader of the White Scars.
like probably the best character progression in the entire Horus Heresy.
Yeah.
in my opinion.
And I mean, I don't really see that happening to anyone else.
They tried to with Abaddon now, but they missed out on 70 books.
Yeah.
50 some books of Abaddon's character progression. He went from just being like a mourning wolf to then catching bullets. Like there's a big gap.
And even now, he was the badass.
And he's gone.
Got the shit kicked out of him. And then he's been MIA for 2 books.
Yeah, they keep talking about him. Sigismund wants to fight him. And I'm like, where has he been?
Yeah.
Like no one's building on that character, but Shaban has been a character for 3 or 4 books. You've been following this journey from his point of view. It's fucking good.
Yeah, I agree.
So the whole concept is they take this orbital plate. They take this city plate and they fly it to the Lion's Gate, and then the people underneath drive underneath it as the bombardments are coming down. Would this work? Absolutely not. This is a fucking stupid plan.
This was mentioned in afterward. Chris Wright was talking about like how in Old Lore, like there was supposed to be like it's called like the Flying City or something.
Yeah.
It's like what the Khan took over there, and no one knew what the fuck that was. But there was that short story where they moved the orbital plate.
It's like perfect.
So that's what he used. He used that short stories.
Chris Wright's
thing.
reading the books.
Yeah, someone actually fucking reads.
Chris Wright's reading the books. He's like, I don't know what the fuck the original text is saying, but I heard what these guys said, and I'm gonna try and work with it.
Yep.
It's nonsensical as an actual battle tactic. It makes no fucking
It's
sense.
a giant flying continent.
They literally have planet-killing missiles, but this giant metal continent can just make it to the line.
I mean, to be fair, everyone has missiles and no one's using
no
them.
one is using it. Like, hey, boss, like, again, it's like the fucking Austin Powers skit.
Yep.
Take him in the back right now. Just fucking shoot him. No, shocks with laser beams.
Like, they're on Terra. Why don't you just, like, drop some nukes where they are?
Well, you got the shield. So
Yeah, go out of the shield. Drop a nuke.
This is what I don't understand. Like, Horus has the people. Just nuke everything outside of the barrier, and then just like drop.
But does he? Because everyone keeps leaving.
Horus is running out of allies
He's running out of allies real quick, and he's still sitting in the chair.
really fast. Yeah, and his own legion doesn't even like.
Yeah, Abaddon's leading them at this
Yeah.
point. They're talking about this in the story where they're like, is Abaddon our leader? And then he's like, I don't know, maybe.
This story is going to a place where the captains are the leaders.
Yeah. Karn's leading the world just because he's the only one cognizant
Staying
enough.
Until he dies. Supposedly.
Fair.
Abaddon's leading. And now Typhus is leading
Yeah.
the
Death Guard.
Death Guard, whoever remains. Forex, I'm pretty sure, is gone.
Yeah, I think he left before Dorado.
Yeah, Forex is like, I don't even want to be around anyone.
Oh, yeah, sure. Fuck these guys.
Edelon fell off a cliff. He'll probably come back.
Fair. Fulgrim's too busy being a snake somewhere.
Yeah. I'm a snake.
I can't die. I'm a snake. Fuck me.
So the White Scars make their way across this plane. And I'm not gonna lie, like the whole process of like getting there in the battle was like okay.
Yeah, I agree.
The coolest part was the orbital plate.
Yeah.
Where the captain of the orbital plate was like driving it. And he was like, we're about to fucking die. But this is really fucking cool. Like,
we're doing
this
shit.
is fucking crazy. Like, what a plan. Like, shit's blowing up around him. He's like, I didn't even know this was an option. He was like, I thought it was just going to be fucking, like, this is cool.
Yeah, he's like, wow, like, the con is kind of smart.
Yeah.
I thought this guy was an idiot, but damn, this was cool.
Like, are you seeing this shit? And like he gets on the speaker, he's like, hey, like we're about to go down. And like you can get into the escape pods, but I gotta fucking tell you, like, they're real weird down there.
So
like you can get into it, like that's on you, but like I'd rather like
I mean logistically, right? You have a continent-sized orbital plate crash into the ground. Where's your escape pod gonna go? Is it going straight down? Because if you go straight down, you're gonna die. Can you propel it? Because you're gonna have to go probably thousands of miles away. If you're in the middle, you're fucked. Your escape pod's not escaping.
You got the captain the whole time. So like, Dylan, you're missing the point. This is cool as fuck. Like, if anyone seeing what I'm seeing right now, like you're talking about escape pod logic, but like we're getting bombed from orbit to protect these fucking dudes. That's wild. What is happening? I'm so hard right now. How are you guys?
Fair. That's fair. I just need to know the logistics. Like, are the escape pods underneath or are they on top? You know, that matters a lot.
The whole thing is completely nonsensical because like any orbital barrage would, I feel like would absolutely decimate this thing.
Yes.
Like there's no chance.
Instantly be falling on the ground, which they're probably very high up. So that would be causing explosions on their own.
Yeah. I don't understand.
They're actually them bombing the orbital plate is like making nukes on their own people.
Yeah. This goes all the way back to like the whole spaceport thing. It makes no fucking sense whatsoever. Like the whole we gotta keep the spaceport.
No one understands gravity here.
The spaceport thing was like bonkers as a defensive, offensive thing. It's like, we need reinforcements. Like, who gives a fuck? Like, blow that thing up. Like, oh, all of a sudden Titans broke through the inner wall. Like, yeah, you would have lasted like a whole nother 3 years if you would have just blown that spaceport up.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, big difference.
That's fair.
So like I'm like, okay, you're trying to siege the spaceport and you got a continent-sized orbital plate and it's going down. Steer that thing in the fucking spaceport. All the fucking Death Guard die.
Yeah. That is
like,
fair.
no, we need the spaceport for Gorilla Men. I'm like, well, apparently the entire defensive network of the Sol Systems ships couldn't defend against Horus's. So what are you expecting Gilliman to do? I don't know. I digress.
Fair.
But anyway,
Gilliman has bodies.
Gilliman.
And bullets.
Gilliman has bullets, I guess. He doesn't have the Spirit Telesto, though, or the Lion, which is actually good. I'd imagine.
Yeah, honestly, the Lion handicaps you.
Yeah, Gilliman was like, hey, you should go blow up. You should go blow up. What's the rounds?
Neutramo? No.
That's Nostromo's Night Lords.
Yep. Nuceria.
Nuceria, yeah. He's like, you should go blow up Nuceria. And the Lion's like, I thought Ingrid already did that. And Kim was like, no, like, really blow it up. It's all the way on the other side of the galaxy.
You have a teleporter.
It's important. That, Lion, that's object number one. That's the scariest rock that's ever existed. Go blow it up. It looked at Sanguinius funny. He needs that shit gone. So I don't know. I don't understand space sports, but they get there. They fight. The White Scars are fighting. The Khan teleports to fight Mortarion. And what a fucking fight it was.
It was awesome. It's literally, what's crazy about this? It's just the Khan got the shit kicked out of them.
God,
The absolute
I don't even know what
shit kicked out of him.
The Khan's mentality on this whole fight. First off, the first thing he says when he teleports in, amazing. He just looks at Mortarion and he goes, "Wings." Like he literally just fucking shits on this man immediately. And Mortarion's like, "Yes, it's a gift. And it's amazing." And the Khan's like, "It's kind of fucking weird." And Mortarion's like, well,
Sanguinius has them.
and the Khan literally, why am I lying? He goes, "Yeah, but they look better on him." That's literally what he fucking says to Mortarion. The Khan is the
Number
best
one shit talker
ever. Like, Chris Wright is like, I know what the people want. They want people to make fun of this goth bitch boy Mortarion, and I'm gonna give it to him with the Khan.
Thank God.
It was so good. And like all the jibes. The Khan's whole mindset going into this was not, I'm gonna kill Mortarion. And that's the best part. The Khan was so White Scar. He went into this fight, he's like, I'm gonna make Mortarion cry.
Like, I might die, but damn it, he's gonna be a bitch.
I'm gonna make him second guess his entire existence from the shit I'm saying. So his thing was like, oh, Mortarion's like, I'm gonna name a ship called Endurance because the Death Guard are super endurance, and I'm gonna sell my soul to Poppy Nurgle, and I'm gonna be even more endurable. It's like, bitch, beat me up.
And he
I can endure more than you, pussy.
He's getting the shit kicked out of him, and like you have like this, like from Mortarion's point of view, and he's thinking, he's like, why is he like not dodging? Like, what's happening?
Why isn't he like getting out of the way?
He's like, he's just not fucking moving. And then like the Khan just keeps getting up, and he fucking hits him again, and like finally comes back. It's like, why the fuck are you alive? Like, aren't you supposed to be the durable one? Like, you beat the shit out of me. I'm about to fucking kill you.
Wait a minute. Did you sold your soul to chaos for this shit?
You're a pussy.
The fucking times that he like he's getting the shit beat out of him, and he's just was Typhus hits harder.
Spank me, daddy.
Jesus Christ. You are so fucking weak, man. It's like Poison. That was cringy as shit. Everyone thinks you're weird.
You're fucking ugly and you smell. He even comments on his smell.
You smell so bad, bro. You ever heard deodorant, man? Figure it out. Just shit talking the fuck out of Mortarion. It was amazing writing. Like, literally, I think of this as like the 10 times better version of Vulcan telling Conrad Kurz it's also a hammer. Fucking lays him out. This was 10 times better than that.
I agree.
And this whole time Mortarion's beating the shit out of him. Khan's laughing. Mortarion's just flabbergasted. He's like, what the fuck is going on?
Wrong with this motherfucker?
This guy's
It's like to watch like the Joker movie, the newest one with what's his face, Juan Phoenix.
Yeah.
And it's just like mentally just like insane guy. He's what the fuck is going on?
I thought I saw some weird shit, but this guy's freaking me out. And eventually it kind of comes down to it. The Khan starts whipping his shit, and Mortarion's like, but I can't die. And the Khan,
oh, I know.
but I can't. And this was the moment that I thought, I don't know why, like I kind of paused in it and I was like, this fight's fucking awesome. But I mentally thought like the Khan's about to like jump Mortarion and push him off the edge. And he becomes the Warhawk.
The Warcock.
Warcock rises. I thought because like I was like, wait a minute, are they gonna do a weird throwback? Because like when the con looks at Mortarion, he goes wings. Mortarion's first response is, "I'm still trying to figure out how to use them." When he just love the guy, like, "You better learn fast, bitch." He just off the tower. Mortarion's such a fucking strong. Yeah, the God.
It's like throwing a kid in a pole.
I'm the Warhawk.
That's fucking stupid.
That didn't happen.
It did not.
That's how I would have written it.
Instead, the con took a fucking scythe to the face or to the shoulder, and it was like, well, that sucks for you. You're out of range. It just fucking cuts off Mortarion's head.
What a move. What a power play.
And then there's like a solar flare.
Out of Mortarion.
And Mortarion disappears and the con just
falls at the ground.
He doesn't die.
Supposedly. Well, we know he's not dead.
What was it that he said? It
was like an alt estate.
It was like he like disappeared or something. It's like how they like described it.
Oh, really?
Yeah, they said like a certain word
that happens.
Well, they didn't say like die. It was like his like presence was gone or something.
Yeah, they felt like an absence.
Yeah,
but so did the Death Guard.
Yeah, then like Ilya comes down from like their ship and like takes him to Malkador and they like put him in like an apothecary type of deal. But like when she touched him, it was like she thought he was alive, almost like a pulse.
She felt a pulse, yeah. I don't know. Obviously, he comes back. I wonder when he comes back. I wonder if we see that in Saturnine, or if it's like he's gonna walk out, or you know what I mean.
The end of the death, part 3, 4, 5, 6, 7.
What's the next one?
3.
No,
the next book we read. It's the ABB book.
Yeah, I don't know. Echoes of Eternity.
Yeah, Echoes of Eternity.
I think of it as Saturnine. I don't know why because Sanguinius is on both of the.
Well, it's because Sanguinius is on like every cover.
Yeah, that's true.
That's why he has plot armor.
I don't know why. When I think of Saturnine, I think of Sanguinius because it starts with S, and that's it.
Sure,
that's it. That's the only reason. Hopefully, it comes back, but I'm expecting at the very end of that volume 3, both him and Vulcan walk out of the catacombs. I'm just sitting there drinking the whole time.
You're like, all right, well, let's like fuck with our sons. You disappear until they find all your artifacts, and I'm gonna disappear and like
I'm totally gonna go fight the Dark Elves.
I'm gonna find like a really cool bike.
I kind of want to ride around a little bit. Mortarion freaks me out, and I kind of want some wings. Like, that shit's kind of cool. I didn't know we could do.
Look, I know I can make fun of him, but like wings are kind of cool.
But like, the Warhawk. That's what I'm trying to establish here. Great fight though.
It was really good.
10 fight. Best Primarch fight we've had. Maybe best like actual duel we've ever had.
Yeah, it was really good. Very well written. I think one like Chris Wright is really good with battles.
It's because like it's all about the shit talk.
It's so good.
It really is like it's not about like how they move their swords.
Yeah, I don't care about them dancing. Like,
yeah.
I don't care how many fucking flips they do.
You can describe it as like, oh, he's dancing. Or he's not dancing, and that's fine. You can say, oh, he's fucked up. Oh, he's not fucked up. That's okay. That's the level of description you can get to.
But instead, we get, all right, he did like 13 cartwheels, then a backflip. He jabbed, missed, but then he sliced.
Jackknife off the edge. Quarter throw. He's
rock bottom. It's a rock bottom.
But we get fucking shit talking. It's the best kind. Absolutely.
Yeah. Chris Wright shined again. I know you like this is your third favorite. I put this above Saturnine. Just because like those moments. I think those moments were better than like Saturnine like had some stuff, right? Like it had like the deaths of the Bornavalt.
That was amazing. And like Abaddon and Saturnine is still it's fucking great to me. Abaddon did such a good job in that.
He did, but
great actor.
The fight between like the Count of Mortarion just like puts it above for me, and then like you have like after like it happens, the White Scars are like they all say I was like the Gar or something.
Were you listening to the audiobook?
Half audiobook, half reading.
Did you see the Degar part at audiobook?
I did not. I read it.
Oh yeah, I listened to it, and it was a little wild to hear the what is he called, the person who reads the audiobooks, narrator.
Yeah.
It went on
Okay.
for like 10 seconds.
Maybe it's better
reading that part. I was like, oh shit, this guy's really getting into it. There's a whole 10 seconds of screw. He went to town.
Katie's like looking around.
Yeah, that's like the one part she looked up. Was like, what the fuck is going on?
Yeah, but like the white skirts, I just like they kind of just go nuts.
But then
and they just kill everything.
They showed poise.
Yeah, you have what's his name? Jinsai.
Yeah.
Whatever.
Ilya told Jinsai.
It's like you gotta stop Shaban.
Don't
Like
kill
Shaban's the guy.
Conquer it.
Yeah, like you have his whole plan was to hold the port. So that's what you need to do.
Yeah.
And Jinsai gets there and he gets in front of Shaban and he's like, oh god, like this guy's fucking ready to kill everything. He's like, look at my sword. Ilya said, like, don't do
Look
this.
at this Warhawk.
And then Shaban's like,
That's a pretty good Warhawk.
stand down.
Damn.
I'll keep that.
I've seen that one before. It makes me look back. It makes me think back.
Those are some memes.
It makes me want to chill out a little bit. It's a pretty nice Warhawk. Everyone calm down. Then at the line. I gotta admire some Warhawk. So there they are. And at the end of the book, they start firing guns back into orbit.
Yep.
And for the first time, it's like, oh shit, maybe Horus is fucked. Because Mortarian's gone, but Jagatai might not be.
Yeah. I mean, technically he's not dead.
This is a 2-on-2 Primarch fight right now. They've got Magnus and Angron versus Dorn and Sanguinius. And based off their
Well, it's still
history-
Vulcan. You forgot Vulcan, man.
Oh, shit, I forgot about Vulcan. Well,
You're a writer.
wait a minute.
You can write
Wait a
40K.
minute.
You can write the siege now.
I'm not talking about the Primarchs that are sitting it out like Vulcan and Horus. Okay, I'm talking about the two ones. Although Magnus has only shown up for like a little bit.
And it was a short story.
Exactly. And like, we all know that's it. That's the last we hear of Magnus to Red. There's no more writings about Magnus.
He kills Malkador to not kill Malkador.
So there were 19 Primarchs created. One of them went into a short story, so I have to exit.
And two we couldn't come up with.
We literally wrote an entire short story novella about one of the Primarchs called Korax, and he doesn't exist anymore. Every time Rogodorn's like, man, I really hope Gilliman shows up. I'm like,
Gilliman the Lion.
wasn't Korax like at Terra at one point? He's like, he's probably dead.
And Lehman Russ.
He's actually not invisible like he thought he was. He's probably not gonna make it.
Oh fuck.
It's been a long one. How long
It
have
has
we been going?
It's been a while. I was asked if we were almost done.
Well-
my child needs to go to bed.
It's been a review.
It has been a review.
I mean, it took us a month to get here.
It did. Guys, that's the Warcock.
No, that is Warcock. And there were a lot of Warcocks, and each of them were significant.
They were significant.
Mhm.
So that's it for us this week, guys.
Rating?
What I think I gave The Lost and Damned a 9. So I'll give this an 8.5.
I'm gonna give it a 7. I think it was a lot of like inching of stories.
Sure.
Yeah.
I did a
The
lot.
battle was like so good.
It was so good.
Such a good Warcock.
Yep. Obviously, it's a must read.
Yeah. I mean,
Most of the
you have
CJs.
to. Yeah. Even Solar War. Got to figure it out. How do they get there? Or also just
I don't know. You
Terra.
could probably skip Solar War and be like,
Read that one page
Well, they have the-
where they teleport in.
honestly.
That's it.
But yeah, next we might. I don't know how much
We'll
I can
try to preview.
It is
next
Friday, and I have not even downloaded the book.
week. I haven't even opened the character list.
I haven't bought the book. All right. I don't even own it yet.
They're gonna run out. Digital versions are gone. They ran out of words.
So maybe preview next week, maybe something else. I don't know.
We'll see how it goes.
Yep. So as always, guys, hit us up on our Discord, if not pinned to our Twitter at Heresy Lodge. Email us at theheresiLodge@gmail.com. Check us out on YouTube at the Heresy Lodge. Merch. Check it out. Gavin just bought a house. He's gonna need money for his mortgage, and I have a child who needs to eat. Probably.
But mainly my mortgage.
We'll see. Currently, the tips are in my money or in my jar.
I guess that's true. I don't have any insight.
So that's it for us, guys. You have a good one, and we'll be back next week.